Go. All right, everyone. Welcome to the grand final of the Shuffle It Championship 2018. And the players are Mick and JoMa, or JoMa, however you like. And however he likes, we don't know. And with me I have, let's introduce to the crowd, Dan of the House Brooks, first of his anagram, king of the procession loops, the capitals, and the first Mandarin, protector of the coin of the realm, Lord Regnant over the 7 heirlooms, winner of the 2017 online championships, botcher of pilouts, and mother of alts. And we also have 50 Shades of Grey Eek. She is the Lord Commander of the Night's Watchmen.
Thanks, RTT.
Dan got this great introduction, and I had a 50 Shades of Grey joke.
Hey, you also are the Commander of the Night's Watchmen.
So, RTT, you warned me that I was going to have a long introduction. Thank you, that was pretty good.
All right.
Let's talk about this board, actually, for a little bit.
They have a nice starting board here, although Jace H might not like the chariot race.
Yeah. Trashing, we have Butcher, split actions with Fortress, and Royal Carriage. Drawing is just Tragic Hero. You've got some extra buys with Bridge Troll and Butcher and Skulk.
And Tragic Hero.
And Tragic Hero.
Also, in which universe does Butcher extra buys? It's
not extra buys, but extra gains. No attacks, and Island gives you a little bit of ult VP if you need it.
So I would count Skulk as an attack, but other than that, we also have Bridge Troll.
Oh yeah, Skulk. Oh yeah, I'm just blind.
Figure that the end game is going to be a bunch of bridge trolls. Not a lot of ways to stop that.
You could end the game before that.
Is Butcher.
Trashing is pretty weak.
They both get to open with it.
Well, Butcher's the only trashing.
I would not.
Island kind of counts. Maybe like with Skulk. I don't know. Maybe you can get really lucky and get like the right hex or something.
I would not discount the importance of Salty Earth here.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fast.
I don't think you have the time to set up the Bridge Trolls.
Oh, interesting. Like Butcher get some provinces and mill them?
Mill them by Salty Earths. Get an early points lead. That could be strong.
Butcher milling is always pretty strong.
We also have the Skulk, which synergizes very well with Butcher. Gains you golds, gains you the 4 cost that you really like to trash. And Fortress, of course.
Yeah. Fortress is good.
Looks like
I suppose like Butcher ending the game is good, getting bridge trolls in play is good. Lead you can close out pretty quickly. Notably, Butcher, this is new from last year, Butcher has been rewarded to give coffers instead of coin tokens.
Yeah, clear nerf.
That's interesting.
So both players opened the Butcher Silver. And
interesting. So both took Devil's Workshop on turn 3.
3 to 4 on the second shuffle, yeah, and then JoMa got another 5 cost. And Mick just a Fortress Chariot race.
So presumably these Devil's Workshops going to be trying to gaining imps. Start drawing.
Imps are pretty good, particularly with Royal Carriage. It's nice because play Imp, you can put Royal Carriage on the mat and then actually call the Royal Carriage right away to replay the Imp.
Yeah, that's a nice interaction.
Sure, it works that way.
It works out that way. That's pretty nice.
That's the second fortress for Mick, which a little bit toward a bridge troll thing. Although he certainly could still go Butcher Fortress.
JoMa's Devil's Workshop got a gold there.
So Mick considering potentially a first bridge troll or a Royal Carriage here?
Maybe even the fortress a signal that he wants to draw a bit with Tragic Hero.
Yeah, yep. Tragic Hero looks alright too.
Yeah, especially the first one is like it stays in your deck, pretty sure, unless you have a lot of imps. And the buy is nice.
Yeah, I think I like kind of leaning toward getting Bridge Troll in play here. Certainly, with Butcher is the only trashing, the and kind of weakish draw. Sort of drawing deck here is going to be more challenging than it is on a lot of boards. Shuffles, I could certainly just seeing Butcher Provinces. It looks like the game's going to end soon.
Game should be too fast for Bridge Troll, at least for the Megaturn Bridge Troll thing.
Yeah, like maybe
you could get two, like, if you want.
You could get a couple and sort
maybe even that's too slow compared to just getting Tragic Heroes.
Tragic Hero, and like with Chariot Race, depending on person gets provinces, the other person has a bunch of Chariot Races. And how lucky they get.
Yeah.
on hitting with Chariot Race.
I doubt that Chariot Race will be all that important here.
I think it's getting bought mostly because it's
because they hit free.
The deck. The most important thing is to get lucky with Chariot Race and get a bunch of free points and free coins.
Yeah, you don't say no to free points. Second time the Devil's Workshop for JoMa isn't getting something else than gold. But gold might be really good here.
Yeah, like...
Ooh, Butcher on top. That's a nice thing to play Chariot Race first for. Oh, there's the island. Ooh, call the carriage now that you know Copper's on top? Or just...
So JoMa could also play Butcher twice.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Crashing Fortress.
Probably gain 2 5s.
Could gain a province.
5s actually if he wants.
And this also wouldn't shuffle.
If I'm JoMa here,
it's probably one turn too early to start on provinces. I could totally see it working out though.
With 2 golds, I feel like JoMa wants to lean toward like some sort of province strategy, and with Mick having the island and stuff, I think to end the game, and Mick wants to prolong it.
That seems not worth it here. Copper into Chariot Race. Over just...
Also stops him from buying a 5 later.
Ooh, does Mick probably wants to... Yeah, Mick probably doesn't want to trigger the shuffle, so he can Butcher the Fortress.
I mean, their scouting party triggering bad shuffles isn't that...
suppose.
That bad.
But if he's gaining like 3 good cards in addition, he probably wants to
have that all of
like
those.
A fresh shuffle. Pretty nice. Royal Carriage, Bridge Troll, something like that. Gain an imp.
Bridge Troll will be nice
True carriages.
if he wants to be able to butcher coppers up to chariots, because that will help him not crack his tragic heroes.
JoMa has 8. I would go for a province here, especially with the Royal Carriage Butcher game in a hurry. Salt the Earth is available as well.
That's all of his fortresses, I think. That's a bit sad. He has a carriage left.
Well, actually, with 8, I guess scouting party is an option too.
Looks like no one's going. Or maybe he's afraid to make the early province play, since it's considered bad by the community. But he isn't that big of a part of the community yet.
I think. Yeah, well, sometimes it's easy to just. I think early provinces can be good so long as you have a plan for what to do after. Wedding party. But actually, given that his fortresses got top decked.
Discards the hero.
It's a Royal Carriage. So Mick can take a 3 and a 4. Oh, Mick can take
Or
a
gold and a
4 and
scouting
a 4.
party. Takes the
Looks like Mick
3,
is
4.
trying to draw as much of his deck as possible.
Yeah. Which is always good to do. Estate into chariot race. No, fortress, okay. Oh, now he gets his first imp, I think. So, at least catches up there.
This is very good here.
Potentially worth noting that we could also see some of the non-province piles getting low here, with Fortress still at 2 or Fortress at 2 and Chariot Race at 4 right now.
I guess it's yeah, 2 piles low. Imagine Royal Carriages for our islands getting a bit lower.
Do you island and copper? Probably.
On to copper could butcher the estate.
So Mick
And
is
Mick
like
is going.
is like 5 cards away from drawing deck, or even just 4, I think. 4 stop cards in the discard.
And Mick is doing quite a good job of cycling through the deck. A lot of options. Getting a bridge troll or 2 is good. But beyond that, like what? I guess even just scoring points with Island is good too. The delicate dance of drawing deck is good, and then what do you transition into?
You mill a province and play chariot race to get a free point. I mean, I can see a lot of things working out now. If bridge troll just was bridge, we had the Royal Carriage bridge combo.
Yeah. Oh, if that was around, I think, of course.
Yeah.
So Mick only has 5 cards.
I think that's
left
what he
in his
wanted
deck.
to find. The Devil's Workshop. So he got there, which is good for him.
Probably knows.
Yeah.
I don't know what those 5 cards are,
The
but
5
he
cards
probably
are 3 coppers, Chariot Race Fortress.
he's gonna
Probably
need a
scouting
scouting
them.
party then.
Ha, I'm right. Feels good.
Always right. That's JoMa's exact hand.
Oh, I was just reading bottom. Ooh, that's an unlucky draw.
So JoMa's in a tough spot because he's drawing less cards than Mick.
Then you should maybe buy a Tragic Hero.
It's a tough spot. I think a deck like JoMa's that draws less cards is like I think it certainly has game. It certainly has a non-zero chance to win.
I don't even think he has much less draw. He was just really unlucky here. Drawing all the 4
Oh.
coppers. I don't think he has much more than 5 or 6 coppers.
It does have the 2 golds. And I think one of Mick's buys was the island, which I think Mick has played already.
Yeah, he islanded a copper. And once again, a very sad draw.
Mick has done a bunch of little things like, overdrawing the deck and then using the scouting party to leave a fortress chariot race on top. Just like stuff like that. So as soon as I say Mick's doing a good job of drawing, he,
yeah.
I think like his next hand has to be good if he top decks his copper.
Decks are somewhat. What did he do? Top deck the copper?
Yeah, so from here, I think there's a couple directions the players can take. Once someone starts getting provinces, I think with Salt the Earth, things needs to go pretty fast.
That was an interesting play.
Calls.
Maybe you just province now? Yeah, you have a lot of goals here. Gain an imp with that, so it's fine.
Committed to butchering per province, like a butcher province to province, royal carriage, the butcher, Salt the Earth. So JoMa wants to end here. Mick has a nice deck. He doesn't have. Mick needs to respect JoMa's ability to end the game with a small point lead.
Does Mick still have estates left?
I don't think so. There's no, all the estates are in the trash.
Okay. So he has 7 points from. Oh, he has 2 islands now. I see.
I like the islands. I could even see like Butcher Fortress for double island or something. Or I do like a bridge troll too at some point. I could see, anywhere between 0 and numerous bridge trolls being right, but bridge troll wouldn't be a bad pickup.
Probably don't want more than 2 bridge trolls, if even.
Yeah, from this state you don't have time.
Yeah, probably bridge troll remains on board here.
Island, maybe island's better. It's hard. I think the presence of bridge troll makes it harder to play straight money because a bridge troll stack can like suck up the duchies against money. I like island.
I like Tragic Hero. Should be really good in the stack. Gaining golds. Can remodel the golds.
Oh, Mick likes Butcher.
Second Butcher is also neat.
And this allows the tragic hero to not crack after.
Well, looks like he just
Oh,
wanted
never
to
mind.
crack. At least he got a second play out of it.
Qsenoch might want to rebuy one of those tragic heroes.
Chariot
depending.
Races really did some work this turn. Free
Oh
duchy.
yeah. What's interesting is that Mick has the point lead even without even being down a province.
Yeah, that's not a good point to be at as JoMa.
So Island Copper. Not sure what this butcher does. Maybe it crash this silver into something.
Trash the copper into Chariot Race. I mean, maybe he feels like he still has a lot of time because, and he probably also has, given how his deck just works out nicely.
As long as Mick doesn't dud, he's in excellent shape. Takes the tragic hero. He plays the tragic hero.
He could have
does
just
not.
played on. There was gold, but maybe not worth it losing the hero.
I feel like Mick's goal here is just to keep drawing.
Maybe pick up some more islands.
Could pick up a bridge troll and then start butchering coppers. Help with the dudding thing.
Yeah, that's
Just take out the last few stop cards.
as long as Mick doesn't dud, as long as he has consistency, he'll be in pretty good shape.
Province is fine.
It seems safe to me.
No, he's even fine if he duds.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, suppose Mick were to lose this game, it would involve him dudding once, maybe twice.
Yeah. Or JoMa just has a really nice turn. Certainly potential in his deck to triple province, if not better.
Especially with Royal Carriage Fortress.
He has like 3 golds there.
Could, even this turn, JoMa could triple province if he wanted to, or get rid of 3 provinces.
Does that seem so like Mick can beat that?
If I'm JoMa here, I'm probably trying to... I might even leave some Royal Carriages on the map and just leave some maybe 3-4 province turn potential, maybe take a province.
No, he can't double province here, that's sad.
In a tough spot.
I mean, he could mill province by province. He could also just gold into province by Salty Earth with a scouting party. That seems not that, again, not that worth it.
Wonder, does Mick have carriages? There's a chance Mick can empty 5 provinces this turn.
Probably, yeah. Like Salty Earth twice. Mill. Or maybe Salty Earth 3 times.
I think if Mick, like, Mick has a great hand, but I think if Mick were to dud here, the province milling, like, I think if Mick were to dud here, there is some chance that JoMa could like lower 5 provinces.
But that looks like Mick just wins this turn.
Looking that way, yeah.
Yeah, Mick's starting to crack tragic heroes. rather than going for the Imp Fortress thing, or Imp Royal Carriage thing.
Looking for the second carriage and does almost not find it. There's at least the imp.
Can play another tragic hero
Yeah.
if it's not in play.
Yeah, you can't carriage this tragic hero anymore anyway.
Yeah, it looks like Mick is probably thinking about whether or not he can get 5 provinces this turn. Or how to get 5 provinces, perhaps.
Yeah, one of the provinces should be milled with Butcher. Then he could turn Devil's Workshop into another, and Gold into
Maybe
another.
He probably butchers province into province and then tries to draw it again with Tragic Hero.
That's also possible. This should just be pretty easy. He's probably just making 100% sure that it's
You don't want to
guaranteed.
end up one short in the championships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not in his flavor.
I usually do that more than Mick does.
Yeah, I'm the butcher of pileouts.
Giving RTT a little bit of a hard time here. Yeah, so if he butchers province into province,
Has he a
Yeah,
carriage
Butcher Gold
left? Yeah,
province. Draw it.
he
Okay.
should be very easy.
I think he has it in hand.
Butcher province, butcher workshop, and then probably can even buy one province and salt the other.
It looks like he had quite a lot of leeway.
Yep, this looks pretty easy.
Almost double province buy.
He was almost able to just gain other provinces as well.
Yeah, just needed to sort one.
This game goes to Mick.
Yeah, let's adjust the score. And not have it upside down or something. No, looks fine. No, but it's off center. Ugh, it's tiny.
Interesting board.
Hmm.
So here the trashing is Count and Ratcatcher. Oz Enchantress, the village is Coin, Crown. Lot of VP with Castles, Mountain Pass. Rule doesn't seem that good, but it could maybe be bought in certain circumstances.
The draw is pretty weak, yeah.
So notably, there's a couple cool things going on. Crown with Capital gives you 12 coins and you only need to pay off the debt once, because Capital says when it's discarded from play. A lot of points. Figure... sort of got to figure that they're going to get a lot of Enchantresses, because that's the only way to draw.
Someone wants to open Humble Castle because of Hoffel.
Oh, good point.
Maybe that's bad, but it's certainly tempting.
It'd be good. What's interesting is given that they both have 4 hovel, the
The other
potential
could just
for
get the crumble.
castle opening. Suppose so. Early game trashing is the priority. It's a
Humble
mix of
castle
hovel.
opening by Mick. So do you just counter with the crumbling? That might be even worse though.
Does interesting.
As Mick, I would like a rat catcher here.
Schematic is pointing out that Enchantress early is weak against Necropolis. So the players might take something like Ratcatcher, even Silver, depending on how they prioritize Count versus Ratcatcher for trashing.
Ratcatcher is pretty dang slow. Count looks superior to me.
Points out that on the other hand, Enchantress works nicely with Count.
But they have the Necro.
Definitely a lot of different. I think the end game here, at least for me, like I would definitely play with Enchantress. How you get there is, especially with the castles and the hovel and Enchantress, pretty open ended. The shelters make this one pretty interesting.
Mick gets the count.
JoMa goes for the Ratcatcher, which is pretty nice with Crumbling Castle. Mick goes for Silver and hits the 5 right away. That's quite good for him.
Yeah, he also only had 2 shelters in the deck left, so pretty likely to hit 5 with a Silver opening.
JoMa has the option of ritualing his Crumbling Castle into
a curse. But that just, it's like buying a silver that also comes with VP.
Some VP. The VP is not too helpful this early. Definitely interesting line.
Seems fine. Now he gets to trash the overgrown. It's also nice.
This might be the point where starting to get Enchantresses too bad. You probably only need 1 count.
Crown then? Or capital first? I don't know.
Probably a crown. Eventually, you probably want an Ironworks to start gaining Enchantresses.
I think Ironworks is interesting here for sure. Enchantresses, like Scheme's not bad. You could want some number of Coin of the Realm. Either.
You can also get you Ratcatchers to finish up your trashing, because Count can be pretty clumsy at getting the last few cards out of your deck.
So Mix Count just missed the shuffle to collide with Crown and Enchantress.
This is tough for Mick, jeez.
Yeah.
Even if he crowns the Enchantress, his
doesn't get
like
back around.
it's not gonna hit his count.
So do you just, well, I guess you just cry and play the count, top deck your Enchantress? No. You don't want to crown the count. Top deck Enchantress trash.
Top deck trash 3 coins, discard. Like so he can trash 2 copper, top deck Enchantress, and gain a 3.
Yeah. Necro's not worth saving here. You have the Coin of the Realm for that if you need it. There's Crown Scheme.
Interesting. So Mick goes for Crowned Enchantress. He's gonna have a pretty big hand.
Yeah, but with no count. Yeah. That would be a really nice turn if you know the count is coming up. And it also had
here,
JoMa a bit.
think given that both players have a crown, I think capital is gonna move up in priority, especially after count trashes.
Better than gold, sure. Buy a tier as JoMa, I think.
Crown capital builds up a little bit faster than you'd expect because you get to cheat a little bit. And you get 12 coins that you get to spend right away.
Yeah.
To pay six of it back. So you can always buy a little bit more. It's sort of like having a line of credit. That's the debt mechanic, right? Yeah. So you can buy a little bit more than your deck can produce on average.
Can always access the King's Castle easily, for example.
So JoMa just buys a gold.
Don't
Interesting.
like gold over capital.
I would certainly take capital over gold there. Mick takes a second crown. That's pretty interesting.
So just top deck crown, trash 3 coppers. Now if just there was the capital in this hand, that would be really nice. That gold was really bad.
Capital, yeah. Crown, capital, pay 5, that's 17.
And 3 buys, that's excellent.
You know, against Enchantress, this is interesting because the way autoplay works...
Not anymore, not anymore. It got fixed.
Oh, they fixed that?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
At my request, because I got screwed by it once. And then I was like, Steph, please fix.
Yes,
and he did it really fast, so.
It's good. Yeah, I got bitten by that. I was so confused. Just for context, the way Crown works is that it can be played as an action or a treasure. All treasure, 99% of the time you want to play Crown as a treasure. You start in the action phase. So I think autoplay got set such that if you have no actions in hand, and only crowns, it moves to your buy phase.
Yeah, and then you could draw an action debt.
Now, if Enchantress is played, now Crown, even though you don't have any other actions, Crown doesn't do Crown's effect, it draws a card. So it's pretty easy to get confused in that kind of spot. Big thanks to Steph for figuring out some of these corner cases and so JoMa buys a province. Mick takes 18 debt for a mountain pass.
That's much.
Point scores are pretty close right now.
That's quite a hefty amount of points or of debt.
Also not the best count again. It's just
nice. Works as a village, so Mick is going to be able to play both actions.
Yeah, but he then only gets to trash 2 cards. So the sentry effect, when your deck is just too many good cards, count just gets so much less efficient, even with big hands. He didn't pay a single debt. Please just buy a capital.
Yeah, I'm not sure that JoMa sees the crown capital interaction. It's not that obvious unless you've seen it before.
Plus buys are nice even if you don't see them. So at least Sacred Grove could be good.
Suppose that province could have just been to goad Mick into Mountain Pass.
Yeah. certainly a nice play then. Worked out. There's the capital, hooray.
Oh, wow.
Great. Great.
It looks like we have a game then.
Now we can top deck the crown to have it guaranteed collision by another province if you feel like that.
On this board, there's a lot of time because if one player lowers provinces, the other player can take castles.
Yeah, but 2 castles are already gone. Well, Mick kept onto his humble, so he has a few points saved there.
Looks like Mick is still going to be deeply
It's
in debt.
going to take a long time until he takes pays that off. His economy is like 1 silver and a count and a crown.
Yeah, 18 debt seeming very difficult to get through for Mick without having a capital yet or anything.
Okay, let's see if JoMa goes for a province rush.
Goes for an undo. Oh, ritual in gold doesn't seem good to me.
That's interesting because it's about the same number of points as buying a province. You do
Yeah,
lose
you lose the gold. You really don't want to lose the gold.
And I feel like if you're gonna go for points on this type of board, you want to game, and ritual prolongs the game. So it's an interesting play. Mick actually, oh no, Mick still is 13.
Ritualing province makes much more sense on this board, yeah. Ritual the provinces and buy more provinces.
That sounds fine to me.
Like here, maybe.
Especially because with rat catchers, you can get rid of them. Actually, how many enchantresses for JoMa?
JoMa has 1, Mick has 2. I believe.
Does JoMa even have any? I don't think he has 1.
Think.
Okay, now he rituals bronze. Much better than ritualing gold.
Nope, yeah, Mick has all 3.
So Mick's deck is going to scale much better into the later game. Because still has no capital, 13 in debt, but a decent amount of time here.
Yeah, everything JoMa would add beyond 2 capitals, 2 crowns is just pretty wasted without draw. Starts to pay off some debt.
Is still in debt.
Drawing the crown was nice.
Crown capital for JoMa.
Now start ritualing the curse.
It depends what JoMa's plan is here. I wouldn't mind a rat catcher, because he does have a curse or 2 floating around.
Yeah, he's also under constant enchantress attacks, so a few extra cantrips don't hurt.
Rat catcher is one of the interesting cards that does the under Enchantress attack, because it still goes to the tavern, Matt.
No.
It doesn't?
Why would it?
Oh,
It's on top of
never
the
mind.
card's text.
Ignore that. Ignore that.
Highway is the one that doesn't
Okay.
doesn't hurt Enchantress.
Yes, highway.
Page, exactly.
Highway and page from Steph. Thank you. Don't listen to me.
And Groundskeeper. Now everyone come up with another one. Heckler could be considered even better.
Heckler? Yeah.
Patrol.
Patrol under Enchantress attack. Yeah, that could actually be
It
better.
doesn't stay out, but it's non-terminal, has no buy.
Turns into highway, right?
Kind
Nick
of like
is
highway.
finally out of debt.
Can buy a copper.
Took Mick, I think 5 turns to get out of Mountain past debt.
That's too much. Also, 8 points isn't all that much on the sport. But maybe
Yeah, I think he would have been in much better shape if he was at 1 point, but
maybe it baited JoMa into doing stupid things.
so JoMa here 13 but in debt.
Yeah, he will get 12 more debt if he buys stuff here.
Province.
Just don't buy anything else, I think.
I'd probably go province fast.
Mick top decks the Necropolis because he has to do that to pay off debt.
So now Mick. So Yoma's gonna be a little bit in debt.
Playing capital after replaying that.
1 points behind. I feel like Mick's plan here should probably be capital into castles. Maybe 2 capitals. Mick is also just naturally going to be able to get all the enchantresses with his ironworks.
Yeah. JoMa's plan should have been to rush the provinces down. Ritualing provinces if needed. Or if possible, but...
21 points isn't nothing for JoMa. So Mick to get his deck together, but it looks like he has all the tools he needs to do that.
10 enchantresses draw a lot.
Yeah, these rat catchers just getting all of the top cards out of Mick's deck. Or all of the starting cards.
So Twitch has 19 viewers. Discord is more than one screen of listeners. That's nice.
Could actually be the most people I've seen in spectator chat. It's maybe 4 screen lengths. So thank you for coming out and supporting the community, everyone.
Discord audio, 29 people. Thanks, A. Moffat.
I feel like this is probably a capital.
Oh yeah, it has to be. It's his first capital, so...
Sacred Grove is another consideration, but I think Given that Mick really wants to keep JoMa down as JoMa's deck fills with green, and giving out free boons isn't going to help with that.
Mm-hmm.
And capital is
Also
also just
terminal, and it also doesn't give you the debt stuff that you can do.
You want to use your actions for your draw.
capital. I think is also pretty high in terms of straight power level.
It's like 2 golds with a plus buy, and you get overpay potential.
So here I feel like Mick can just go up the growth curve a little bit with crowns and capitals. Maybe get some more enchantresses.
Didn't crown a capital, yeah. That's interesting. Oh, yeah, he crowned the scheme instead to have enough actions. That makes sense.
Yeah. Crown is a little bit more flexible because you can use it on a scheme or on an enchantress to make your deck a little bit better.
Expected crown capital there. Yeah, I guess the thinking is if you crown your enchantresses, you don't have them next turn. Maybe. Okay, so halfway through the provinces. We have a nice race here.
Yeah, Mick really gonna want another capitals at some point here.
I can say I would personally have more fun playing mixed deck. So that's
oh yeah, that's for sure.
That's my benchmark.
Spin, spin, spin.
Spin. I think Mick's in pretty good shape. Like he's growing exponentially. He is, 29 points down with 4 provinces left, but JoMa's in debt. I think it's going to take JoMa some time. Mick could empty the castles, could get some rituals. So Mick does need to get his deck to do something pretty quickly, though.
And let's not forget Mick has the mountain pass points.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Those 8 points.
So he won that split. 8-0 or 18-0.
Yeah.
Very sad draw. Didn't find capital. Wasn't able to crown it. And well,
Make another crown instead of a second capital.
Second capital would make more sense.
Oh, Mick hasn't. Once Mick can draw stably, I think it's pretty good for him.
Then he can really grow exponentially with buying more capitals, crowns.
This is definitely I think at this point I feel like the game could go either way, depending on the biggest swing factor being how quickly JoMa can or provinces.
Ritual here
wouldn't be bad, yeah.
I mean, you will have 3 debt after that, but okay, he just repays all the debt.
It's also reasonable. There's this question of what extent does JoMa want to end the game and lower provinces versus add to his point lead? The 29-point lead, probably priority number 1 is lowering provinces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it was mostly about it's pretty hard to collide your crowns and capitals when you have 7 provinces in deck. So you have the curse and then you can trash the curse. That's my thinking.
Good. I think that's probably good because you're getting a pretty good rate, right?
But if it's that important, if it's that important you could just red catcher your province. If it's that important to stay thin.
He's trading 3 debt for a ritual. I think I'd make that trade, but
yeah, that seems fine.
Yeah.
That is 3 debt that's not going toward lowering provinces. So Mick looks like he's finally going to be able to crown this capital. Nice hand, actually. Oh, wow.
He drew deck.
Here's where I imagine we'll see a second capital.
Yeah, maybe. Crown capital. Maybe he wants to start on some castles. Although I guess you want to buy the 6-1 right with the 5-1 to not open the attack up.
Could even see a third capital here for Mick.
Third capital makes sense too. Or no, Sacred Grove, not so much.
Maybe next turn on the third capital. Capitals gives you 24 and like 5 buys alone. I could see, like, overall, I think you might want to play with 2, maybe 3 capitals. It takes Enchantress. I think that's good.
Could just repay. No, will just repay that here because he's out of buys.
That, yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfectly reasonable play.
Does he top deck capital to collide it with Crown or just buy?
I don't know.
Province.
His next draw is gonna miss the shuffle. Maybe he just buys a province.
Yeah.
Top decks like province or something, or gaining copper isn't even that bad.
Maybe. Yeah. Top decking province is pretty bad.
This is oof.
I wonder if he shouldn't have played the Count Enchanted. If there's one more crown in the top 3 cards there. Doubles the chances to find it.
Yeah, the Count isn't that good here. It's
it
like
doesn't do that much anymore. It's worse than the Terminal Gold. Top decks the capital.
Yeah, so DG is talking about JoMa taking the small castle, which I think is reasonable.
Duchy gaining, I don't like that.
Duchy gaining.
Game will probably not be decided on 3 points.
Almost taking a point lead, but the game, but like I'm not seeing how the game's ending.
Oh, just
on 4.
Could get Enchantress or redraw the province. Yeah.
I suppose Enchantress might be fine too. Down 33 points. There's still plenty of VP on the board. Down to JoMa, like how quickly JoMa can end.
Small castle should have been much better than Duchy. I mean, it's not like Count Seske in the small castle.
Yeah. That would be a very specific design choice. Gain a small castle.
Yeah, also different expansions.
I suppose if you're playing multiplayer, there will be 2 small castles in play, and small castle effectively.
Is small castle one of the ones that gets duplicated?
Pretty sure it is, yeah.
Is it every second one? No, it's the first for sure, it's also the last for sure, right? Oh.
Pretty sure there's 2 small castles, because there's only 1 crumbling.
Is Donald watching this? Because Donald is the only one who knows that. No one else plays free player.
Oh gosh.
Sammy knows it.
Humble, small, opulent.
Opulent is the discard one? Or is it the one that comes with Duchy?
Emmy actually visited my house a few months ago, and we played a couple of games. I forget if castles were involved. Might have been.
Mick has a win in hand. Really?
But
I don't
doubt
think
that.
so.
I doubt that a little. There's a lot
uh,
of points to catch up.
yeah. He's actually not that far off though. Like 24 just from double crown, double capital. And Mick certainly Mick has a lot of pressure on the province pile, but he probably needs some more castles.
Yeah, attack him now with the castle. I mean, it doesn't hurt that much. He has crown capital in hand.
That's 10-0 on enchantresses.
Ooh, tower board.
Count maybe top deck Necro.
Crown the humble castle, please.
Now, I guess going double castle gets the would get the 6-cost castle out. Yeah, that's nice. Opulent could be interesting. I don't know.
Pick some coins, yeah. He also gets the 3 stop cards now, so we'll draw a little verse maybe.
Mick is pretty close to 32, so there's a chance Mick could just empty provinces with 24 points.
He could buy 1 province.
I probably wouldn't, just because Mick's deck is so good that.
Yeah, that
Well,
you
I
don't
feel
really
like
have to.
be something percent to win this regardless.
Okay, more
Third
capitals.
capital, I like that.
And just repay the debt, right?
Repay the 12 debt.
Have the most pressure on points next turn. Necro.
Mick picked up some endgame pressure at the expense of reliability.
He has 5 enchantresses with 1 crown in play, so he will draw 12 additional cards out of his 19.
Wants to end it this turn.
Yeah, so that leaves 7 cards to draw. Then he can crown a scheme for 5 cards that will end up there.
Also crown Ironworks Estate for 2 more.
Estates. And then 3 cards are bottom decked. Does he have red catchers? Don't think so.
Mick
has a second rat catcher in his deck.
Yeah? Well, then that's...
Yeah, he's 2 and only once on the mat.
So it looks like he only gets 2 cards that he doesn't see.
He gets to see all of them.
Crowns the red catcher, I guess, but...
You can draw pretty close to everything.
You waste some crowns in the process.
Yeah, he has to spend 2 crowns to do it, but...
I think, without going to a specific situation,
Oh, 1 crown was played at 2 enchantresses, okay. So he will see his deck, I guess.
Province is certainly consistent with JoMa's plan of emptying provinces. It's looking like Mick will have 40 plus coins this turn.
Hey, look, I used my mod power.
Oh, good job, RTT. I think Mick will certainly need to count to see what types of wins are available for him. So let's say JoMa buys province, goes to 48. Mick is down 33 points. To win, he would need 3 provinces and then 15 more points, which
that's a lot of points.
It's a lot.
3 can come from count, or 6 if he crowns it. But I guess that's wasted.
How many castles? He'd probably need like 3 castles. That's a lot of coins.
He will have a lot of victory cards in hand for the big castle. He has the small castle to trash. He can crown the small castle.
I guess ritual. Yeah, it's looking like Psychomatic is saying that Mick doesn't have to win next turn, which is certainly true. But I think the question of does Mick have a win next turn, I think the answer is pretty close.
Thinking.
Steph is saying that Mick won't be able to gain the opulent mid-turn and with small castle and then use it. I think that's probably right.
Are we assuming that JoMa takes provinces here? What else would be better? I mean, with 15, maybe you take 2 castles. With 14, though, that seems bad.
Yes, JoMa. I wonder what JoMa's thinking about. Maybe he's trying to figure out, assuming that Mick draws most of deck and is trying to figure out the best way to defend.
Four provinces is 24 points. That would take Mick up to 39. Then he would just need 3 extra points. So JoMa's also not going ever to win without taking province.
The real problem for JoMa here is suppose Mick doesn't win. He'll just buy some stuff and then play a bunch of enchantresses and like set up the same situation next turn.
That's right.
On a macro level, I think JoMa's best bet is probably just province, nothing, pay off debt. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, JoMa needed to pile provinces sooner than turn 19 here. Turn 19 is not that fast.
Provinces, turn 19 is not the...
Isn't that like big money level?
I think it's slower than big money.
He also has some points from other sources.
Yeah. The turn counter can be deceptive because you're just getting provinces as fast as you can. Plays you can do, like you can go for a bridge pile, like you know, you can go for a big bridge playing against that or something. So the way games play out, they're typically slower than the maximum. They're either equal to or slower than just going straight for provinces. But turn 19 does seem on the slower side to compete with Enchantress engine.
So he took province nothing after a long pause.
So it's gonna be close, but I'd venture to guess that Mick is unlikely to. Well, it's gonna be tough for Mick to win this turn. Maybe he can do it.
He probably wants to keep 3 crowns for 3 capitals.
So that's 36.
That means he can't crown anything else, though. At least not with the current hand.
One interesting thing is Mick could actually so maybe Kraus. Mick says, unfortunately now I'm gonna have to do a lot of castle arithmetic. about commentating is I can say the math is hard without doing the math.
Could crown small castle to trash it and haunt it. For the other two, then he can certainly buy the last two castles. Probably wants to figure out how many points that is. Then if he can still afford 3 provinces, but that's going to be hard.
So what sorts of pilots do you think Mick is looking at?
Well, province and what else? Well, certainly looking at how many provinces, how many stuff he can buy beyond 3 provinces. And maybe he thinks piling out castles plus crowns and then some VP is possible. I mean, I don't know if it's possible, that's a way to do it.
Crown small castle. Buy the remaining 2. I think he can certainly do that. It's a question of the point arithmetic of he needs this player 1. He's going to need to win. Opulence 3. The one below opulent is 7.
Duchy. The duchy one is 7. Yeah.
And then it's the one that's based on how many castles you have in hand.
It's 5 plus X.
Or how many VP. X,
Yeah.
King's Castle. The complicated thing is how many times you use small castle, because that lowers humble and kings.
And also grand.
So maybe interesting. But to empty castles and crowns, that's now I'm doing the math.
That's good. Let others do it. Seems like Mick has figured out he needs to play the scheme without crowning it. Finds another crown, that's certainly good for him.
So I guess the question is, because like one line that looks interesting to me is what happens if Mick just buys all 4 castles and the crowns?
Can he do that?
Let's see. So I think that would take 46 coins. So he gets 36 from the capitals. He needs 10 more.
Count is not in hand.
It's not in hand.
That's sad.
Well, he can do that if he crowns an iron. Like no, if he just iron. If he crowns a gold and ironworks for silver. The question is, does that actually win? I don't know, actually. I don't know. Is 4 castles 34 points? 30, yeah, 34. Oh, actually, we can just check chat and they say
44.
Okay, E Honda and Psychomatic say in hand. I guess King's Castle is 14, 15 with this humble. That one is. I think he probably has it in hand. Oh, Miss does 4 from humble, 3 from opulent. Oh, Coin of the Realm is nice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Ironworks only drew an Enchantress. Still count there, and what else? Another crown, maybe?
One small castle. This is interesting.
Okay. Nice. We get some action.
So now JoMa's strategy is to hope that Mick messes up.
He plays it
It's
pretty
a pretty
confidently.
pretty solid strategy.
Yeah, has worked out more than once for sure.
Mick is going for provinces, okay.
That seems
Yeah.
exactly for the two castles, so pretty nice.
2 points, wow. 10-point buffer for Mick. Well
Didn't need Mountain Pass, see? Oh no, he did, because otherwise JoMa gets it.
Oh no, it's there's a 10-point difference.
Yeah.
And Mountain Pass is only 8.
But it's 16 points if the other player gains it.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because one player has to gain them. But
Looks
JoMa.
like Mick counted correctly there. 2-0 for Mick.
Was just going to say I wonder how many times we will see the already starting bug. Because we have so many spectators, that's bound to happen. I guess that's the benefit of Twitch exclusive things.
Update the score.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
4-0 Mick, or what should I say? Seems reasonable.
2-0 Mick.
Interesting thing is that Black Market could have Renaissance cards, right?
Oh, interesting.
Maybe they should ban Black Market because of it. Also, it's overrated.
Oh,
Can't? Okay, it can't.
In JoMa's interview, he said that Black Market was overrated.
Steph
In my
says he
interview,
can't have Black Market.
I think some interviews have said that Black Market is favorite card. Actually, Black Market gets a lot of love in interview questions in both favorite and least favorite.
Let's just take a minute to appreciate that nice board here.
Heck of a board here.
Villa Bridge always
oh boy,
worth to take a look at. Governor Ghost Ship
going
also.
on here.
Governor Ghost Ship is insane. Sentry is great.
Guardian blocks Ghost Ship.
Oh yeah, Guardian blocks it.
Guardian defense against it. So I imagine that both players will take a Ghost Ship and keep a Guardian up to defend against it.
Mm-hmm. 5-2 would just be super snowbally.
Yeah, fortunately both players have 3-4. I think if either player had 5-2 and open sentry, the game would just be over.
So Bridge and could go just Bridge Guardian. Oh, 5-2 Guardian, 3-4 Superior.
Mick opens Guardian sentry, which is apparently significantly worse than a 5-2, but opening sentry is very strong. Thing to sift through your deck and
the game
trash.
Especially
when the deck is entirely.
Yeah, the game is only over when you draw sentry on turn 3 and draw it again on turn 4. Then trashing 4 estates in the process. Then the game is over because you cheated.
Let's see if the game's over.
How are you trashing 4 estates?
Because you cheated.
Well, you know.
It seems like some pretty ineffective cheating, putting an extra estate in my deck.
Happened to me. It happened to me.
Adding the Guardian to mixed deck means that he's not going to be able to, he's not going to shuffle on the next turn. So it is a significant downside.
Oh, there's the... No, he will shuffle on turn 3. Sentry, if he trashes 2 cards, or discards them. He only sees 1 less new card.
Yeah, Mick's only gonna have 4 cards left in his deck after trashing.
We can all just hope that he reveals Guardian here. In the hope, because we have to root for JoMa now, right? We want to see more games.
I'd be a fan of more games.
More games are always nice.
So JoMa opens Border Village, or it takes a Border Village, and is thinking on which 5 he wants to get. Sentry, I think, is good. See, the Sentry hits the Guardian. Well, interesting, there's only 4 cards left. I would probably...
Hot deck the Guardian.
deck the Guardian. I would have definitely discarded that to get the Sentry.
He revealed the... Oh yeah, discard
shuffle.
that for sure. Maybe he didn't think about that one.
A lot of people in chat not expecting the top deck on Guardian.
Maybe he wants to give JoMa a shot.
I think Mick wants more games as well.
Yeah. Mick makes mistakes. No, that can't be it.
I like that comment. Mick makes mistakes. So I think I like the bridge mega turn here.
You don't say.
Well,
Certainly mixed in with governors, but bridge should be the main payload.
Yeah, governor is good too. You could get a bunch of villas.
Oh, poor reveal here.
Yeah, Sentry gets a bit worse as you start adding cards to the deck for that reason.
Yeah, but that only was the first Sentry played, so
yeah,
still a lot of junk left, and he didn't hit any.
It could take a villa here to play a second bridge. I'm not sure if that actually helps him.
Yeah, he loses all his coins. Takes the silver. Well, he didn't trash any estates yet, so his economy struggles. I guess that's the reason for the silver.
Very nice draw from JoMa.
Could get border village sentry again, or an altar.
Yeah, even a single ghost ship would be interesting. It puts some pressure on the Guardians.
It sets up sentries.
Yeah, sets up 1 card for the sentry. Altar is another interesting one.
Mick's also not thin enough yet that his 2 Guardians are guaranteed to block this ghost ship, so it'll still get through a bunch.
I think a lot of pretty close options here. Probably, given that the end game is going to be bridge, you probably don't want to get too fancy. Just get some draw, get some trashing, get a bunch of bridges.
I think at least doing something like bridge sentry border or bridge altar border village.
Mixed draws are safe.
Actually, with the altar, if you get a bridge out first, you can alter.
Does he want to trash the silver as well, or why does he request undo?
Trashing silver is certainly an option.
Maybe he didn't discard it.
There's a comment in chat that says Steph is controlling the shuffle's Buffalo Wild Wings style.
Steph with PH even.
PH. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I like it. I like it.
Tougher.
With hot sauce, it's a commercial. Awful. Instead of draws, it's drass.
Let's not.
Sycomatic says tougher.
Let's not play the grammar police here.
Okay.
They should both be having more sentries by now, I feel. Well, you have to hit 5 for that. That's hard.
Let's see. Governor. Oh, actually, Bandit Fort is on the board, which makes bridge even better.
I mean, does it make governor not better as well?
Another sad sentry.
JoMa did pick up a ghost ship a few turns ago.
And he will connect with the attack. Makes all his good stuff miss the shuffle if he plays the sentry. Still worth it, I think. High chance of hitting estates. That's what you really want to get rid of.
I would certainly play sentry here, like not even.
Yeah, I like the sentry.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
double is
very rewarded for it.
There we go. Oh, into double bridge. Well played, well played.
You want to get something like do something like a border village and then a pair of governors.
I will be right back.
Yeah, governors are good. I feel like in the long game you want governor, bridge, altar, crypt, ghost ship. I think one of any of those is could be fine in the right spot.
Is crypt good?
Crypt, I like to overbuy it. Sometimes it's good in that phase where get trashed yet. You have a lot of extra treasure and you just want to get rid of it right now. So, you know, in some of these draws, if you play a crypt and set aside like 3, 4, 5 treasure, you have a thin deck for a couple turns. I haven't played with it enough to know objectively how good or bad it is, but although I think it's one of the cards you can't. It's hard to plan out when you buy it. Just sometimes if you think you have a lot of draw and a lot of treasure, like then it could be a good card to pick up.
So JoMa does pick up a crypt.
Oh, good. Players agree with the commentators. Actually, wait, where'd the gold come from?
Governor play.
Okay, that's pretty reasonable.
JoMa got a gold and gave Mick a silver.
Shit from
hitting
JoMa.
Mick.
Gotta hurt.
Mick has a hard time protecting here.
Yeah. There's definitely some variance on, you know, having Ghost Ship in the deck.
Yeah, but Piles could just run very quickly now. With one big turn.
For sure, yeah. It looks like 5. This could end it currently.
5 what?
5 buys.
Oh, or maybe a governor gain in between.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, it also lets your opponent upgrade something into a duchy. Actually.
Yeah.
So it's a little risky.
Gets to draw some free cards here. For bridges. No one picked up villas yet. I guess you don't need them if you don't need them.
Villa's good if you're overdrawing. It's kind of tough to have a stop card.
Villa's also good for the final turn to make sure you can play all the bridges.
Yeah,
it's good to have it there. Just that makes it even easier to pile now.
4 buys for JoMa here.
Oh yeah, you can also autopile the villas always with 3 bridges, so.
But 3 bridges, that's a free pile. Yes, that's only 2 buys. Like gains, I would have taken bridge over villa, but. Oh wait, how does governor work?
At least he takes the villa into hand. I guess that's the reason to not take the bridge.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why did that villa go into his hand? Never mind.
It always happens.
I like the villa. So if JoMa can draw a bridge, I think he has win in hand.
Has a lot of draw to do. So why did he pick up a crypt? It doesn't even have treasures.
I think he was expecting.
Oh yeah, remodeling the villa also very good thing to do. No forecast for Mick in hand to get a duchy with.
Actually, he might. There's a chance JoMa. No, JoMa needs more coins.
Some more coins, or just. Oh yeah, that's what you mean. Just remodel twice, but then you are 1 coin short for the last bridge. And also you have the risk of them getting a duchy. So
I think he still has to draw. Okay, now he has it.
Yeah, without any remodels.
All the villas are free.
But I mean, you first have to see the villa piling. That's not the one they are focusing at, I think. You really focus Border Village Bridge here. And maybe villa slips through.
Yeah, but, well, JoMa has the win in hand if he sees it. Ooh.
Lucky there's no forecast. Could have trashed the silver for... Yeah, now they are tied on points. That should still be enough though.
Right, so that's 2-1 for Mick. And we get to see more games, which is awesome.
Alright, so Mick going to start game 4 here.
Already starting, Buck? Looks like it.
Oh no.
It probably happens every game now, if there's an undo or something. Oh, so many people online. Can't find the table.
I mean, we're all at the same table.
No, I simply can't find it. And now we get a nice concert of Bings. As long as spec chat is enabled. Yeah.
All right.
We get some sweet boards. No complete dot so far.
Yeah, this looks like full engine. Salvagers trashing. Magpie's good.
Advisor's draw. What's Druid going to do? No wisps.
Oh, Wisps on Druid. It can give action coin, +1 card, or gain a silver.
So Mick has the 5/2. Do you think Jester Patrician or still just Magpie?
A lot of possibilities. Mick goes with Jester.
Jester's really annoying as an attack, and gaining stuff is pretty good.
Salvager, like you're gonna want Salvager for sure. So you could open with that too, even on 5/2.
Magpie
Magpie.
looks better than Salvager as an opener. To me.
Nice thing about doing Magpie first is the estates stick around to get you more Magpies, and then you get rid of them with Salvager. Quince.
Everyone says they like the Jester. I also like the Jester. He's a nice art.
He's a nice guy.
Looks like he's up for some jokes.
And Jester especially, like Jester gives out more cards than people buy.
Oh, Jester against Magpies.
Great turn for Mick. Plays Jester, gains Magpie, hits 6. He's gonna buy a border village.
With another Magpie, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Druid is strictly better candlestick maker other than coffers.
Gives out a curse. Wow, his Jesters are doing very well.
Buys another Magpie.
Yeah, as we learned, buying more than one Magpie is winning 60% of the time.
I do think that I do want to see some Salvagers come out. Like, they sort of have to because it's the only trashing. It's a question of when. Like with Orchard points, I think you're also priced into getting 3 advisors, 3 border villages, trying to win the petition split, all that.
Don't you think you want like 10 advisors?
Yeah, I would want way more than 3 advisors here.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have the time because piles are running out. I don't know.
Well, I think Money Rush, like if you try and play like Magpie Treasure, you're just going to lose to Orchard. So you sort of need to play to Orchard points.
Did JoMa buy 4 Magpies and didn't gain a single one?
Oh no.
Buying 4 Magpies and still losing the split or what?
JoMa gained 1.
Okay, so 5 each.
Jester has been pretty good.
It's a good card.
I suppose now it will actually start hitting Magpies, so it gets a little bit worse.
Yeah, only if you are unlucky.
Secret Minion, once again, just be incredibly lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely believe in that.
A lot of cards are like just like that. You pick them up and hope you get lucky. Quote from Mick.
So JoMa has enough for a border village. To chat, the Magpie split is 5/5. Gets his first plus buy with Candlestick Maker.
First buy. Doesn't he have Salvager?
No, I think JoMa has 2.
Okay. Skipping trashing. I mean, the trashing is pretty weak, but also border village is a nice one
Wait,
trash.
Mick has a salvager.
My bad.
Okay. So this looks pretty one-sided so far.
Mick's starting to pick up Emporiums as well.
This could actually end in a 3-pile pretty quickly. After the Emporium pile goes, that's 2 piles.
What will be the third pile?
Maybe Border Village?
Yeah. Since they kind of buy like Border Village to gain Emporiums.
Yeah, Border Village for Emporium, Border Village Duchy.
Could Mick have just trashed Border Village there to gain 2 Emporiums this turn? It's not like trashing estate matters all that much now.
Yeah, he could have, I think.
Yeah, the split piles are interesting with Orchard because with 5, only 1 player is going to get the Orchard points.
Orchard RTT? Well, he's going to buy 2 Border Villages right back, so he won't lose those points. Trashing estate still matters a lot. Okay.
This is looking pretty tough for JoMa here. Yep, so Mick, Border Village here.
Someone said he's close to drawing every turn. That doesn't seem like that.
Mick could also just get the Emporium, which he does. That gives him the 3-2 lead. 32-point lead for Mick. Sorry, 13-point lead for Mick overall. Keep in mind that jesters on both sides can lower piles unexpectedly.
Just not like this.
JoMa gets lucky and hits Emporium 1 turn too late.
Second jester. Well, third jester gives points, so sure, why not?
Could go for something like Border Village Duchy to try and end the game, or even like Border Village Advisor.
Border Village Jester.
Border Village Jester.
Yeah, I wanted that too.
For the Jester over Duchy.
2 advisors for Mick would give Orchard points.
It just goes for Jester, no Border Village, which is interesting. I think a lot of ways to score points.
It doesn't want to get an unlucky ending here by lowering piles.
Yep. Interesting that Mick has declined a couple of times now, I think, to trade a coffers for lowering Border Villages by 1. Wants to score points, build a nice deck. For Jesters in play, the Border Village pile is gonna run low. Maybe even another pile if people start buying, say, advisors or salvagers. It feels good to have it would feel good to have a 12-point lead in this position.
About to be 11, or
Another thing that getting extra border villages from Mick would do would be that it would allow him to salvage a border village without losing orchard points.
do both players have 3 border villages?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, you can salvage the border village and buy 1 right back. That's not losing any points.
Yeah, certainly good to have backups, particularly of like 6 costs.
Okay, second advisor, second candlestick maker.
Jester is running low 2 now.
They stop for every card once it hits 4 copies.
Yeah, certainly certainly make me nervous to be you know, playing this board with you know, random Jester hits and stuff coming out.
Time to
Certainly
grab
a
some
lot of
festivals.
there.
Oh no, third advisor. Hmm, 2 magpie hits. That was quick.
Oh. Interesting. Here gives a curse. Okay, Mick plays through. Interesting.
Yeah, why not?
This is on Magpie.
Will he buy like province candlestick maker? No, okay, finally he lowers a little.
Yeah. 17-point lead.
Yeah, you certainly can afford to move towards the end game.
Adding salvagers could be interesting too. Advisor is certainly good too. Lead here is so important. Like if JoMa hits the wrong thing with Jester, which he does, that lowers advisors. JoMa needs to figure out how to make up 15-point deficit.
Mick can just end here now with the right draws.
Oh, for sure, yeah. At this point, getting lucky should be a key part of both players' game plan.
I think mixed game plans should be to not get terribly unlucky.
Okay.
Then he should be fine.
This Jester hits. Magpie mess. If that was advisor, it would be game. Or border village. Candlestick maker and advisor. All right.
Candlestick maker did score, I think. That advisor just lowered for next turn.
Mick should be able to end next turn, barring something unusual.
It looks like he has it in hand. Almost. Just needs like 1 more coin.
He has at least 4 draws though.
Yeah. Should be able to find some coins. Salvager should seal it
should
if
be
he
in hand
gets
now.
that.
Two advisors will do it. So that's going to be 3-1 for Mick. I believe this is first to 3.5.
Yep.
Right. More games. I like it.
Well, possibly last game now. Match ball for Mick. Or match point. Match shuffle. Oh, no already starting bug. Nice.
Yes.
I guess there wasn't an undo.
Alright, this one is interesting. Looks like Colonies, Grand Market. Only trashing is Mint.
Plenty of ways to hack around with some cards, though. With Haven and Guide and Secret Passage.
Great fountain
And
board.
Ironmonger as well.
Fountain seems least important to me.
Yeah, with Wild Hunt and Colony, Fountain seems bad.
And Grand Market even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sort of Mint, but the players will probably want to get Mint. How the draws line up for it could be pretty important.
Key strategy is to get lucky with Mint.
Draw 5 coppers turn 3. That'd be great.
Sammy skips Golem here. Well,
JoMa hits 5.
don't you skip
Let's
Golem usually? I usually skip Golem. And usually my Golem skips my other Golem.
see if JoMa goes for a Mint here, or if he wants to go for something like a Secret Passage, Wild Hunt, Ironmonger.
4 coppers is a bit low for the Mint.
Yeah.
I think you could do better.
I think you don't want to play with golems here. Just playing Village and Wild Hunt is stronger.
Yeah, Golem Mint could be particularly dicey. Let's see, Mint is...
It's May. Mint is not forced.
This is a tough decision.
Secret Passage, Ironmonger, and Mint all look like reasonable options here.
Secret Passage makes your Ironmonger guaranteed to draw or to be a village, whatever you need. So that's a nice thing.
Fix the Wild Hunt. Pretty even game so far, I'd say.
It's
for JoMa. Could be gold, could be Wild Hunt, maybe.
I don't like gold all that much now.
This is gold.
That was... I kind of jinxed it, right?
Mick has 2 Wild Hunts now, notably. Advise him to pick up a village.
Yeah, I think at this point villages are just better for Mick than Ironmongers.
Yeah, certainly with 2 Wild Hunts, getting like a reliable village could be good. Someone gets a Wild Hunt.
Has a sad draw.
And Mick does take the village over the Ironmonger.
The decks are somewhat inconsistent, so Guide could make sense.
It could be good. Ooh,
Yeah.
Great draw for Mick. It's going to be 5 copper Mint. Mick's deck is pretty nice right now.
I would certainly want to play with all of Secret Passage, Guide, and Haven here.
Oh,
Grand
Grand
gets
Market.
the Grand Market, it looks like.
Well, Mick will struggle a little with economy now. Buys the village over Ironmonger. Certainly nice. If that was a copper.
Certainly an interesting start to this game. Both players seem to be taking off. Mick has taken the Mint already. JoMa has a gold and a Grand Market.
Mm-hmm. You really don't want the estates here, so this Wild Hunt will grow a lot.
Well, Mick gets either a Platinum or a Grand Market. Takes the Grand Market first.
Interesting, because you can mint the Platinum. But you need the buys to...
I could even see Mick getting a second, maybe after he's a Platinum.
Second mint?
Oh, to get rid of copper and
Yeah,
silver and stuff.
copper and silver.
You need the platinum.
But
first.
here the grand market made sense over platinum.
I like the grand market there. Like, you need the buys.
Top deck the copper, hopes for a good mint. Not really.
Interesting
Plays
draw.
copper, undoes. No, okay.
Eight. Is that a mint?
3 coppers and a silver.
And
And a
silver
village.
is not that great.
Yeah, at this point it's also not that bad though.
Yeah, so I could actually see both players wanting, like, potentially getting a second mint at some point. I think you could also skip it.
Now here would be a nicer mint, if anything.
Ooh. Wild Hunt maybe becomes interesting to take the points around like 12, 13, 15, something like that.
Yeah, when it becomes like a colony.
Because taking a card you can't get out of your deck is pretty bad.
Not that bad with ironmongers around, but still bad.
Interesting. So Mick has everything in hand. This could be like he could go like mint platinum or something, right? Oh no, he's one short.
So just platinum ironmonger. Okay, takes a reliable village. I don't know. Still only has 2 wild hunts. So more than 2 villages seem a bit much.
And Mick is gonna start to be able to mint his platinum and draw it in the same turn, which is gonna be pretty strong.
Maybe that village should have even been a secret passage, because don't overlook secret passage here. That will help with your green later.
So JoMa decides to take the points at 10. Gonna have an 11-point lead at the cost of not being able to draw everything. So Mick misses his village. So he's going to draw here. He has 8. If he wants a grand market or if he wants a couple of cheap cards, he takes the grand market.
So right when I say Mick shouldn't pick up another village, he doesn't fight a village. That's karma. Just that.
Here we go.
I'm not the one who deserved that. Mick is the one who got my bad karma.
Should have a very nice turn here.
Hmm.
11. Grand market.
Yeah, Mick looks well on his way to be the champion here.
It's looking good for him. I'm not ready to call it yet.
No,
but,
not 100% for sure. But he's ahead, I think.
It's definitely very nice.
All
has
he
some
needs
interesting
is
decisions here.
Mick is drawing deck already, and if he wants to, there's just so much he can pick up from Secret Passage and Haven and Guide that'll just keep him from ever nutting.
According to Steph, Mick isn't drawing deck yet, but he will. Oh, I thought that was a joke, actually.
Yeah. Hard to draw your deck. It's hard to draw your deck when it's not your turn.
Yes.
He did draw deck once.
Certainly there could be some interesting plays in Mick's side here. Like maybe you get a mint and trash your bad cards and start double minting platinum and get some villages. Certainly a lot of good options.
He just junked himself again, though.
Here, okay. I would, from this spot, I would definitely consider getting rid of the 5 bad treasure for a mint. Get some villages. Very consistent.
Or a guide.
Guide is okay. If he plays the plat, he has 26. Yeah, he goes for the mint. Village.
Okay, just
Wild
more
hunt.
of those.
Simple. Very simple. JoMa does look like he's taking a second estate, so he has a 17-point lead. Maybe he can try and take the grand markets and lower. I think that's...
Yeah, estate would be another pile that could run.
Lower estates as well. Yeah, mixed deck is going to grow very quickly with the double mint on
He needs to try
platinum.
to empty that quick now. 2 villages here, maybe. That would make some sense. Oh, okay. Oh. Maybe he tries the cheating thing.
Yeah, Mick is really going to go off here. So if he gets both mints off, that's going to be 5 platinum in his deck.
Yeah, at least score a bit here. That's what he should do. Could even just be double colony to be completely, well, not completely safe, but
wouldn't mind colonies. Could even lower estates. Not sure if that's good or not.
No, don't lower estates.
33 coins for Mick. A triple colony.
Triple colony is totally reasonable.
Whatever you do, don't lower villages, estates, or something.
Yeah, JoMa probably needs 2 turns to end, so Mick also needs to think about
in which case picking up secret passages would probably be
just triple.
good.
No double, and now secret passage would be nice. Guide would be nice. Oh no, not so much anymore, since you don't expect 2 more turns.
Still might not use it. Still fun.
Haven could be better than Guide, actually.
If JoMa... So if JoMa can... a point lead here, so... let's see what he can do.
And that one
and he could lower down to 2 estates.
No. One of those needs to draw, I feel. Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't find another village.
Needs to draw again.
He's somewhat low on villages, I think. Yeah.
Mick is also not 100% to and
Mick could also just dud here. It's not out
JoMa,
of the question.
JoMa could play to a dud. Takes a colony. Sing.
Okay, now just find a wild hunt and you're good.
Wild hunt, let's see, can he get a village? He needs a village.
Oh no, he doesn't.
Stop. So Mick has a lot of villages in those 12.
Yeah, just don't draw. There are also some more wild hunts.
JoMa, instead of taking a colony, had...
Oh, he draws.
Or,
okay.
I had lowered Ironmongers or something instead of the colony.
But he
Definitely
needs to
interesting.
keep a point lead.
I suppose maybe Mick wins then. Definitely a delicate spot. Let's see. Mick is going to have a big turn, like 20, 30 plus coins. Someone needs to
I think
end
there's no more
here.
wild hunts there for JoMa in the deck. That's a bit sad. Can't find one.
Needs to discard. Let's see.
Other way around would be way better. Reveal estate, draw wild hunt. No. Didn't happen.
Mick. I think Mick will.
Time to use Star Chart better. Star Chart would be nice there.
Probably win easily here.
That should be game.
Let's see. I think Mick has a couple more villages in the bottom four, maybe a wild hunt. It depends. I'm not sure what the grand market count is, so Mick. I think it's very good position. Oh man.
Spoke
for platinum. I'm eating my words. So JoMa has another chance to win here.
One more chance. Still, all the villages gone, I think. Most of them, at least. Yeah, he's just not lighting up villages and drawing enough.
Oh, too many platinum.
Yeah, platinum's the new curse. Mint is actually a sea hag that junks yourself.
That's I like this, you know. At first I thought this was over, and now we might like.
But buying those duchies doesn't help at all.
There's a chance we go to another game. Let's see. Wild Hunt, Grand Market
has enough actions now.
Looking good. Secret Passage is very good too.
Yeah, Secret Passage should have been picked up way earlier, I feel.
Secret Passage being the most underrated card in all of Dominion.
All of Dominion.
I see.
All of Dominion.
Huh.
Apparently a lot of good cantrips
I thought that was Black Market.
No, I think Black Market in one of the interviews was interview up. It was
overrated.
Black Market was called overrated. Develop was called underrated.
Improve is overrated. What's your take on that, Dan?
Improve?
One of the new Renaissance card. Do you know that? Oh, just like that, Mick ends here. So let's congratulate him first.
I do not have an opinion on Improve, but congratulations to Mick, who is our 2018 Dominion Online champion.
It's going to be called the Dan Mick Trophy or something. No one else can. No one else can take that for one more year at least.
Both players are a class act, congratulating each other. Everyone for coming out and watching. I think we had a pretty good turnout today.
For sure. Thanks for commentating with me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gray. Thank you, RTT. And should we do... I'll do a plug for Dominion League. Dominion League is great. You
can play, you can demote.
You play, demote. I've experience with that. So if you like playing Dominion, head over to Dominion. Check out the league. You play once a week, and like a set of matches, and it's fun.
Yep, and if you aren't in the Dominion Discord already, look in the Dominion Strategy forums for it. I think there should be a link somewhere there, or just Google Dominion Discord. Don't Google Dartsa Dominion Discord, that's something else.
And well, once again, congrats to Mick on the championships. A big congrats to JoMa on second place. And we will see you next year.